Hey guys, this is Mr. C, and in this video, we're going to be talking about some absolute value functions, or absolute value equations. I'm sorry, functions are going to come later. So absolute value equations. Here's a fun fact. When you have the absolute value of a variable like x, it actually has actually has two solutions. I said three, I looked at it. It has two solutions. The reason why is because absolute value is the distance from zero on a number line. And so if we make a number line, and we put 0 here in the middle, and we say, okay, I want the absolute value of some number to be 3 units from 0 in the number line. Well, we have 1 here at 3, but if you go backwards, you also have -3 is also 3 units from 0. And so it makes sense that we would have two solutions to these absolute value equations. And the only time you're going to have one solution is if it's equal to 0, and it's not. So we have two solutions, 3 and -3 for this one. And so we should expect to have two solutions for most or all of these, depending on the examples I'm giving you. But that's really the goal here, is to come up with those two solutions and have a method for doing that. So on this one, it says, I'm giving you an equation here, and there's a lot of stuff in here. But it says step 1, make sure that only the absolute value expression is on one side. So if you have other stuff over here, if you have this +2 or a number in front, you want to go ahead and move that over first and isolate that absolute value on one side, usually the left-hand side. If it's not by itself, you wind up making a mistake on at least one of the solutions. Step 2 is, for the first solution, you're going to remove the absolute value bars and you're going to solve it. And so we start here. We remove the absolute value bars, and it's basically just the equation as it is without the bars, and you just solve it. So 2x minus 1 is equal to 3 is going to give you the solution of x equals 2. Step 3, for the second solution, you're going to remove the absolute value bars, and you're going to make the other side negative. And the reason why that is because everything over here can be negative also. And so you have to consider that. Well, if that was true, then we would have negative 2x minus 1 equal to 3. But see, people don't want to see that negative out there. So what they generally do is divide both sides by -1. And when you do that, it makes the other side negative. And you can remove the absolute, or remove the parentheses. You get -3. So in the procedure, this is why this third step here for the second solution is like this in the step, is because when you remove those absolute value bars for the second one, just make this number negative, and then you avoid all of this step right here. But it's actually, that's what's happening. And so if we solve this, we get a different solution of x equals -1. Step 4, which I'm not going to be doing very much of because I need to save time, is when you do get your solutions, plug them back in, each of them, and check them to see if they work. And so, for instance, if you have x equals 2 and you plug it back in, you would say absolute value of 2 times 2 minus 1 equals absolute value of 4 minus 1 equals absolute value of 3 equals 3. And that's exactly what it is over here. So that checks out. If you try -1, absolute value of 2 times -1 minus 1 is equal to absolute value of -2 minus 1 is equal to the absolute value of -3, which is still 3. And so if you go back and check your answers on a test or a quiz or something, you can find mistakes that way pretty easily. All right, so let's get into some equations here. And so for each of these, we're looking for two solutions. So the first one, remove the absolute value bars. And for the second one, and I always write them both out first, x minus 4 equals -3. So why do I write them both out first? Because too many students wind up giving me one answer because they forget to put the second one on there. And so if you write them both out right at the beginning, then you're going to avoid that mistake. So this is just a one-step equation, +4 plus 4. And so x is equal to 7. And most of these are going to be pretty easy two-step equations. This one's going to be add 4, and so x equals -3 plus 4 is 1, and then there's our two solutions. Some teachers are going to be okay if you just write these down and maybe box them in like this, And then some teachers and professors are going to want you to write them as a solution set. 7, comma 1. Note, those aren't parentheses, those are curly brackets, or braces if you want to call them that. 7 and 1 are our two solutions, and you just put those inside those braces or curly brackets. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to write the solutions down every time. Okay, so number 1, 8 minus x equals 2. And the second one, 8 minus x equals negative 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and solve these. Minus 8, negative x is equal to, that would be negative 6. And now we just divide both sides by negative 1 to get rid of that negative in front of x. And x equals negative over negative is positive, positive 6. Same thing over here, minus 8. Negative x equals negative 10. Divide by negative 1. Cancel those guys out. And x equals positive 10. And so we got 6 and 10 for that one. Okay, this one, these are all the same here for now at least. Again, you're just going to remove the absolute value bars. 2x plus 8 equals 6. And the second one, 2x plus 8 equals negative 6. So you're going to watch me solve a bunch of two-step equations. Minus 8, bring down the 2x, equals negative 2, divide by 2, and x equals negative 1. Over here, minus 8, bring down my 2x, equals negative 14, divide by 2, and x equals negative 7. Change markers because it's going to dry out. And that one's done. Let's try this one. Okay, so number 1, 2x plus 5 is equal to 7. And the second one, 2x plus 5 equals negative 7. Back over here, minus 5, 2x is equal to 2. Divide by 2. X equals 1. Minus 5, 2x is equal to negative 12. Divide by 2. And x equals negative 6. All right, same thing for this one. Number 1, 5x minus 8 equals 12. And the second one, 5x minus 8 equals negative 12. All right, so this one over here, if I add 8 to both sides, I'm gonna get 20. And so 5x is equal to 20. Divide by 5. And x equals 4. This one, if I add 8, cancels out. 5x is equal to negative 4. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. And I get x equals negative 4/5. So yes, you can get fractions with these. It does happen. It happens quite frequently. This one's interesting because now I have a negative over here. Well, let's play the part of the student who doesn't know any better. And does x plus 2 equal negative 7? And the second one, x plus 2 equals positive 7. And they solve it like this. X equals negative 9. And over here, negative 2, and x equals 5. So this is a student that doesn't check their work, and they report these two answers, and they are wrong. And then they wonder why they're wrong. Well, first of all, if you plug them back in, negative 9 plus 2 is actually negative 7 absolute value, which is positive 7. These are not the same. If you do the other one, 5 plus 2, that's equal to the absolute value of positive 7, which is still 7. And again, they're not the same. So why are they not the same? Because all of this, when it pops out of the absolute value, no matter what number you plug in for x, it's all going to be positive. Or it can be 0, but it's all positive. And so the issue is, how is it ever going to be negative? Well, it's not. is never going to be negative because distance is always positive or 0. So therefore, this was false right from the very beginning. And so when this happens, you're going to write no solution. Or if you remember, you can write the symbol for the empty set. Okay, let's try this one. We got 3x plus 4 equals 8. And we have 3x plus 4 equals negative 8. So we don't have a negative over here, so we're going to continue. Negative 4 minus 4. 3x is equal to 4. Divide by 3. And x equals 4/3 for our first one. Don't be afraid of fractions because we're done with that. Cancel the 4's out, bring down the 3x. Negative 12, divide by 3. And x equals negative 4. Okay, this one, should be pretty easy. It's a one step. X minus 9 is equal to 19. And the second one, x minus 9 equals negative 19. Add 9. And 19 plus 9 should be 28. Over here, add 9, and x equals negative 10. Okay, this one, again, same thing. 5x minus 12 equals 36. And the second one, 5x minus 12 equals negative 36. Okay, we're going to add 12. 5x is equal to 48. Divide by 5. And x equals 48 for 5 for our first solution. This time we'll add 12. Add 12. 5x is equal to negative 36, and a positive 12 should make negative 24. And divide by 5. And we're going to get x is equal to negative 24 over 5. So our first one with two answers that were both fractions. It's very common to have that happen. So don't freak out. Don't think that you're wrong. It does happen. They're just a little harder to check because you got to plug a fraction in. So what if you have a 2 right here or a number in front? What you want to do is you want to get rid of that because you want to isolate that absolute value. So what we need to do is we need to divide both sides by that same exact number to get rid of it. And so when we do that, we're going to get absolute value of x minus 1 equals 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So we have to do that first. So now we still have our two solutions. X minus 1 is equal to 5. And the second one, x minus 1 is equal to negative 5. And we're going to add 1. And so we get x is equal to 6. Add 1, and x is equal to negative 4. So just for a little reinforcement, same thing we're going to do here. You got a 3 sitting there in front, so we need to get rid of that first. Use a ruler so my lines are straight here, my division bars. So now we're going to divide by 3 this time. Cancel, cancel. We're going to bring down the x plus 4. Absolute value equals 12 divided by 3 is going to be 4. You never want to distribute that number in either. Don't get in that habit because you can get into trouble that way. So first solution, x plus 4 is equal to 4. Second solution, x plus 4 equals negative 4. So minus 4, and x is equal to 0. That happens. Minus 4, and x is equal to negative 8 for that one. All right, now there's not a number in front of the absolute value, but there is a plus 1. So we need to get rid of that. Move that over. That was in the very beginning of the video, if you remember. Bring down my x plus 2 absolute value equals 7 take away 1 is 6. And now we can start. X plus 2 equals 6. And the second one, x plus 2 equals negative 6. subtract 2, x equals 4, subtract 2, and all this is routine calculations, x equals -8. 1 and 2 step equations we should be very familiar with. And another one like this. So this time we're going to add 5 to both sides. Cancel that out, bring down my x plus 4 equals 12 plus 5 is 17. Okay, our first one, x plus 4 equals 17. And our second one, x plus 4 equals -17. So minus 4, cancel. X is equal to 13. And our second one, minus 4, and x is equal to -21 for that one. Okay, now we're going to have a series of these happening, and this is pretty much as hard as it can get. This time you have to actually move the 2 over and then divide by 3. So don't divide by 3 first. Please don't do that. Move the constant over like always, like this. Bring down your 3, x minus 5 is equal to 9. Now divide by 3. And once you do that, you're going to get your two solutions. So we're looking at x minus 5 equals 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I want 2 solutions from this. So number 1, x minus 5 is equal to 3. And number 2, x minus 5 is equal to -3. All right, so add 5, x equals 8. Add 5, and x equals 2 for that one. Same thing here. You want to add that 1 to both sides first. Get rid of it. Drop down your 2, x plus 7 equals 15 plus 1 is 16. Luckily, 2 goes into 16, so it's going to be nice. We're not going to have any fractions. And these 2's are going to cancel. And so we are looking at x plus 7 absolute value equals 8. Okay, so we have 2 solutions. X plus 7 is equal to 8. And the second one, x plus 7 is equal to -8. All right, back over here, minus 7. And x is equal to 8. Take away, that's supposed to be a 7, is 1. Over here, minus 7, and x is equal to -8 minus another 7 is -15. You see how the negative numbers never go away, do they? They always keep coming up. Gotta be good with negative numbers. This one's slightly more complicated because you have this 2 in front, but not much. Subtract 5 first. And we got 3 times 2x minus 9 is equal to 14. Take away 5 would be 9. And then we're going to divide by 3. Let's get that all the way over. These cancel. And so we have absolute value of 2x minus 9 equal to 9 divided by 3 is 3. All right, so first solution, 2x minus 9 is equal to 3. Second solution, 2x minus 9 equals -3. All right, back over here, plus 9, 2x is equal to 12, divided by 2, and x is equal to 6. Over here, add 9, Let's cancel, 2x is equal to positive 9 and a -3 make positive 6. Divided by 2, and x is equal to 3 for our second solution. All right, here we have one. We need to add 1 to both sides first. Cancel those. 4, 2 minus x is equal to 7 plus 1 is 8. Now we're going to divide by 4. Cancel. And we have 2 minus x absolute value is equal to 2. Two solutions. 2 minus x is equal to 2. And 2 minus x equals negative 2. So we're going to subtract 2 on both sides here. Cancel. Negative x is equal to 2 and negative 2 make 0. If I divide by negative 1, it doesn't really make it any better. And x is still equal to 0. Over here, subtract 2, and I don't get 0. I get actually negative 4. Divide by negative 1, let's cancel, and x is equal to positive 4. Couple more examples. This one, we're going to subtract 4 on both sides first. Bring down my 2. 4x plus 7 equals 16. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides. Like that. Cancel, cancel. And so we're looking at 4x plus 7. Absolute value is equal to 8. Okay, so we got the first solution. 4x plus 7 is equal to 8. And the second solution, 4x plus 7 is equal to negative 8. All right, back over here, minus 7, and 4x is equal to 1. Divide by 4. So x equals 1/4. Over here, minus 7, 4x is equal to negative 15. Divide by 4. And x is equal to negative 15 over 4. And our last example, no different. Just practice. Add 3, cancel those guys. 5 times 2x minus 8. Absolute value is equal to 7 plus 3 is 10. Divide by 5. Cancel, cancel. So we have absolute value of 2x plus 8, or minus 8 is equal to 2. So we have two solutions. Again, 2x minus 8 is equal to 2. And second one, 2x minus 8 is equal to negative 2. All right, so let's go over here. Plus 8, 2x is equal to 10. Divide by 2. And x is equal to 5. Over here, add 8. 2x is equal to positive 6. Divide by 2. And x is equal to 3. All right, guys, that does it for absolute value equations. Remember to like my video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.